Hi everyone, today is the release of the A-level results and I have recorded a message that goes out to all my students. So there are three different groups of students that I'd like to address. The first group of students will of course be for the ETG students who have done very well at your A-levels, you've gotten your A's. Some of you, maybe you have perfect scores, your 90 rank points, and you're very excited and you're very thrilled about it. I'm happy for you and congratulations, you have worked very hard in the last 2 years, you've gotten to where you want to be. But of course, it's also important to take some time after you've come down from the initial high, right? And if you know exactly where you want to go to and where you're going to apply to, that's good. If you don't know where you want to apply to, then do keep your options open, keep your mind open, speak to as many people as you can, especially seniors who have been through the routes that you might be interested in pursuing. Find out what are the options available to you, what are scholarships that might be available to you, what are career options that might be available to you. And before you go and register for university course, don't blindly register just because you heard some superficial things about that specific course or industry. Go and do your research. Okay, like all the hard work that you have put into your A-levels, put in the same kind of hard work to find out more about the courses that are open to you. The second group of students that I would like to talk to will be the students who maybe you did okay, but you didn't meet your own expectations, right? You were expecting to score this high, so maybe you scored expecting like 90 rank points, 85 rank points, and then you scored somewhere below what you expected to. This can feel extremely miserable, right? Especially if you feel that, wow, I've worked so hard in the last 2 years, then all I got was this. Now, maybe life is really just like that, right? Sometimes we work very hard to achieve a certain set of results. Then when the results come out, the results disappoint us. That's a very common thing. I've experienced this all the time. In many stages of my life, I felt this way. Wow, I worked so hard towards this goal. Then yeah, I didn't achieve this goal. The results, the outcome were not what I expected. Maybe you didn't feel very well the day that you took the exams. Maybe you missed out a word when you were reading the question, and then because of that, you misinterpret the question and you wrote something wrongly. Maybe you missed by 1 mark to the next grade that you were trying to achieve. But you wouldn't know, right? At the end of the day, right, you wouldn't really truly know what went wrong. I have students that they get an A for econs, they didn't do well for the other subjects. They get like E for like general paper, they get C's and D's for the other subjects, even though they get A for econs. That limits the options that they can go for. I have also have students who are very disappointed because they are like A grade students. They are expecting to get an A and they've consistently done well. Then in the end, they get a B for econs. Sometimes that's just life. You don't always get what you want. But what you can do is to try to make the best out of it. There are always going to be options available to you. Go and spend some time doing research based on these grades. What in the past year, what are the cut points? What are career options that are available to me for this set of university undergraduate courses? Then be open to different university courses, right? Don't come in with like preconceived notions that, hey, this degree course is not interesting. This degree course it doesn't have good career prospects. Sometimes, right, after you do some research, what you may find out about specific courses might surprise you. So be open, right? Go and find out what are the options available to you and find one that aligns best with what you think you might enjoy doing. For the last group of students, if you didn't score grades that will be sufficient to get you to any of those local university options, I think it's okay to take some time to collect yourself. It's okay to take some time to be sad about it, to cry about it, to take some time to process and collect your emotions. Okay, but once you've settled down, right, after all you process all your emotions, you need to know this. You need to know that there are always going to be options for you. Okay, the following options that I'm going to share with you are that you're not limited to these options, just providing suggestions of what you can do. The first option will be if you have the financial means. If the financial means and your family is able to support you to go overseas to do a overseas university degree, then there are many courses that you can actually explore, especially UK and Australia universities. They will take those with poorer grades at our Singapore A-levels because our A-level exams are actually a couple of notches harder than the international or the UK version of the A-levels. So they're usually quite willing to take you even if your grades are not of that kind of standard that will get you into local university options. If not, then there's sometimes also the option of doing like a bridging year or foundation year. So if you have the financial means, of course, this option is firstly available to you. If you don't want to take this option, then you can explore the second option. If you didn't do that well for A-levels, you can consider private university courses. Many of the private university courses that we have in Singapore They are from reputable and established universities like L courses, RMIT courses. These are also pretty good university courses to go to. In the international context, actually, they're actually pretty well recognized. And so if you want to do that and you still feel upset about not being able to get into, say, a local university like NUS, NTU, SMU, it's always possible to do this. I have friends and I know of people who have done this. They go and take on a course at SIM to do UL courses, RMIT courses. Then they do very well. They work their best in the undergraduate studies. They get first class honors, second upper class honors. Then they use this set of results later on to apply to master's courses at our local universities like NUS, and NTU, and SMU. Then they graduate with a master's from our local universities. There is also always an option available to you. Don't discount this potential option that you could be undertaking. Hey, the last and final option is the option that I will not really recommend because this option is not for everyone. This last option actually is to retake the A-level exams as a private candidate. Okay, retaking the A-level exams as a private candidate is not an option that I will recommend readily to anyone because it takes a lot of perseverance, it takes a lot of persistence, it takes a lot of grit to sit down and ask yourself, hey, what is it exactly do I want to do? Right? Which university courses do I want to get into? What kind of grades do I need to get there? Right? Am I going to do whatever it takes to get me to these routes that I want to go for? If your answer is yes, I'm going to do everything and anything, and I'm going to work really hard. And I'm going to reflect on my 2 years of JC life, my 3 years of pre-U life, what went wrong there. Change myself, right? Change the way that I've been studying. Change the way that I have been going through every single day and work towards this goal. If you're able to do that, and then you are able to see the big picture, to see that in the grand scheme of things, I have average Singaporean lifespan is 84 years old, right? What's then one extra year to put aside to get to where you want to be? Right, I think that for some people, if you have this persistence, you have this perseverance, and you're ready to do what it takes, this is actually a possible route. I have many students that have done this. They retake the A levels, they get a better grade than what they previously got, and got into the university of their choice. If this is something that you want to do, for ETG students, know that whenever you're with ETG and you didn't do that well for A levels and you want to come back to redo the program, it's free of charge. Okay, so for details of this, you can check in with my admin team. Hey, if you are not an ETG student, you can also check out our repeat student program, the RSP. So the repeat student program is designed for students who want to retake A levels, right? We'll do whatever we can to support you if you are on this journey to retake your A levels. I'm Mr. Eugene Toh, the founder of ETG, and if you have any questions, you can drop your questions about post-A levels if you happen to be watching this video. You can drop anything that you want to ask in the comments, especially with regards to post-A level results release. Okay? Then as for my students, okay, you know where to find me. Just drop me a WhatsApp message if you have anything that you want to share with me at all, or you need any advice, just let me know. All the best.